112 Mercer Street, Princeton, New Jersey. To the outside world, this was just a simple white wooden house, but inside, it was the home of the most famous brain in human history, Albert Einstein. We often think of Einstein as a human computer, processing data at lightning speed. But the truth is, he was famously absent-minded. There is a legendary story that one day Einstein took a taxi home from his office. He was so deep in thought about physics that when he climbed into the back seat, he realized he had completely forgotten where he lived. He had to ask the driver, "Excuse me, do you know where Einstein lives?" The driver, not recognizing the old man, laughed and said, "Of course, everyone in Princeton knows where Einstein lives. Do you want me to take you there?" Einstein simply smiled and said, "That would be helpful, because I am Einstein and I have forgotten my address." When people asked him why a genius couldn't memorize his own phone number or address, he gave a classic reply: "Why should I memorize something I can so easily find in a book?" The welcome. Einstein didn't use his brain for storage, he used it for imagination. But there was one place where he spent all his time: his library. Hello, and welcome to Fact with Mern. I am so glad you are here. On this channel, we dig deep into the curious, the funny, and the fascinating facts of our world. Today, we are opening the library doors to reveal the 5 specific books that didn't just entertain Einstein, they helped him discover the theory of relativity. So sit back, relax, and let's step inside the mind of a genius. Book 1. Ethics. Let's start with the soul of the scientist. Book number 1 is Ethics by the 17th century philosopher Baruch Spinoza. Throughout his life, Einstein was constantly asked the same question: "Do you believe in God?" It was a tricky question. Einstein rejected the traditional idea of a God who sits on a throne and punishes sinners. He thought that was too simple. Instead, he found his answer in this book. Spinoza argued that God and nature are the same thing. God is the harmony of the universe. God is in the laws of physics, the movement of the stars, and the order of nature. When Einstein read this book, he felt a deep connection. He famously wrote to a friend, "I believe in Spinoza's God, who reveals himself in the lawful harmony of the world." This book taught Einstein that human emotions like anger, jealousy, and hate are just weaknesses. By understanding the universe, we can rise above them. This is why Einstein was known to be so calm even when the whole world was attacking his theories. He had learned from Spinoza that true power comes from understanding. Book 2. Elements. Now let's go back in time when Einstein was just a little boy. Book number 2 is Elements by the ancient Greek mathematician Euclid. Most students today look at a geometry textbook and get bored, but for a 12-year-old Einstein, this book was a miracle. He received it as a gift and later called it his holy little geometry book. Written around 300 BC, Euclid showed Einstein the power of logic. Euclid didn't just say, "This is a triangle." He proved it. He showed that if you accept a few simple truths, you can prove complex things about the entire universe using only your mind. This had a massive impact on Einstein's future. Remember, Einstein wasn't a lab scientist. He didn't do physical experiments. He did thought experiments inside his head. The confidence to trust his own logic, even when it went against what everyone else believed, came directly from reading this book as a child. Book 3. Analysis of Sensations. Number 3 is perhaps the most critical book for his career. Analysis of Sensations by Ernst Mach. You might know the term Mach speed. That is named after this man. Ernst Mach was a physicist who questioned everything. In this book, Mach argued that we should only trust what our senses can observe. He challenged the old ideas of Isaac Newton. Newton said that time and space are fixed, that they never change. But Mach asked, how do we know that? Can we feel time? Can we see absolute space? No. When Einstein read this as a university student, it shattered his view of the world. It gave him the courage to question Newton, who was considered a god of physics. Guided by this book, Einstein began to ask the impossible question, if time isn't fixed, can it change? Can time slow down? Historians believe that without reading Ernst Mach, Einstein might never have developed the theory of relativity. Book 4. Number. Number 4 takes us to the beauty of mathematics. The book is called Number, the Language of Science by Tobias Dantzig. Einstein loved this book so much that he declared it the most interesting book on the evolution of mathematics ever written. Many people find math cold and difficult, but Dantzig wrote about math like a story. He explained how humans went from counting on their fingers to understanding the concept of zero and finally to the complex numbers we use today. Einstein loved this book because it showed that mathematics is a language created by the human mind to describe nature. It reinforced Einstein's belief that science should be simple. He believed that if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And finally, number 5. The book Einstein kept on his bedside table for relaxation. Don Quixote by Cervantes de Cervantes. This is not a science book. It is a classic novel about an old man who reads so many fantasy books that he loses his mind. He puts on rusty armor and goes out to fight windmills, believing them to be evil giants. Why did the smartest man in the world love a story about a crazy man? Because he identified with him. Einstein spent his whole life fighting against the giants of established science. When he said time is relative, people thought he was crazy. Like Don Quixote, Einstein lived in a world of his own imagination. He loved this book because it celebrated the power of the human spirit. As Einstein famously said, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world. So, there you have it. Philosophy, geometry, perception, math, and fiction. These were the ingredients that cooked up the theory of relativity. You don't need to be a mathematician to think like Einstein. You just need to be curious. Which of these books would you be willing to read? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to Fact with Mern. We are building a community of curious minds, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.